You are now checked in to Stand Up New York Labs. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Mark, fake banter for the intro.
That's all I know how to do.
Great.
Good to be here.
Welcome to Tuesdays with
Stories.
Hit her in the face with a surfboard.
And then the duck fell out of his bag.
Surf's up. And she didn't even flush.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Mark Norman and Joe List.
Yeah! This is Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
No, that's terrible.
This is supposed to be cheesy.
My radio is spitting at me.
All right, here we are, everybody. It's Joe List. That's Mark Norman over there.
Woo! Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, yeah. Auga.
Oh, P.U. P.U. to that
Used to be a
stuff.
morning radio host.
We're starting. We have sound effects. We set up a laptop computer, and we have new sound effects.
There you go. Sorry, I'm just so excited to be back. I haven't seen you in years.
I know you guys, behind the scenes, you don't really know what's happening.
No.
You wake up every Tuesday, you put on your phonograph, and you listen to your new Tuesday with Story record, and you enjoy it. But what you don't know is we haven't recorded
In 2 weeks?
2 or 3 weeks. I
3
think.
weeks. Wow, that's a
3 weeks.
record for us.
We've been running around. We haven't even seen each other. We're excited. Neither of us is wearing pants. And we're happy to be here. And boy, our numbers right through the proverbial roof.
Yes.
Right through there.
We got to get a roofer in here to fix that hole. Went right out the shingles.
Yeah, we even have a pet dog in here. Boy, the numbers are through the roof.
Woo! Well, that's the show, folks.
Oh boy.
All right.
Oh boy. But
Good to be
we,
back.
20,000 people are listening to this show.
Crazy.
Whoever you are, if you could tell one friend, then
Yes.
we would have 30,000. Because at
Yes.
least half of your friends aren't going to listen. But well, thanks for listening, first
Yeah,
of all.
thank
And,
you.
We're happy to be back. We're excited to be here. So, Mark and I both have lists of things to catch up on.
Tons of stuff here. Boy, we've been all over the country, and I can't tell you what it means to me. No
Yeah.
one's ever listened to me in my life.
It's very exciting. Well, the first 4 letters of listen are list.
Well, the first 4 letters of normal
Normand
are Norm.
is your name. Yeah,
Yes.
Norm. Yeah, it would have made more sense if you said Normand. Oh, wait, no.
No, because you said List.
Li-
Oh, but your whole
listen.
name is List.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
you got
listen.
a 4-letter name.
Yeah.
That must be nice.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's a 4-letter word.
Sometimes I wish I had a longer one for signatures. I
lot
want
of
to really
people-
give it a
That's true. But you got a big L. You can throw an L in there.
very elegant letter.
And why is the 4? Hey, what's no 4-letter words? But there's a lot of great ones. Love,
Love,
good,
of course.
hope.
Great Bob Dylan song. Love is just a 4-letter word.
Oh,
And love is just a 4-letter word.
all right.
Well,
Where to begin?
where do we begin? I mean, first of all, time because it was a few weeks ago that since I last saw you. I was
Yes.
in Buffalo a couple weeks ago.
Ooh-wee.
Have you done that club?
I have not, but I've heard great things.
Helium in Buffalo, spectacular club. Maybe my new favorite club in the country.
Oh, yeah?
And we talked about this. I think these cold weather towns,
Blue-collar town.
blue collar, cold weather. There's not much to do. They're the hottest crowds.
Yes.
And in Buffalo, and a lot of people say this, and it maybe sounds insulting, but there literally is very little to do up there.
Yes.
When it's cold. Particularly, I guess
agreed.
There's a hockey team, and the town there's not much to see or do, and the club is new, and these crowds are hot.
They're starving for entertainment. They need it.
Yes.
They want it.
Good people, packed crowds, just hot crowds. I walk in there, night 1, first night at the new club. We're walking in and it's packed, it's sold out, and they have it sort of sectioned off by the kitchen, so people have to walk one way. It's roped off, and the manager's like, "Yeah, you're a comic, just come this way." Walks me around this other way. Kitchen door swings open, hits me. The waiter, all of his drinks go right on him. I'm in the club for 2
Wow.
minutes. 2 minutes. Packed club.
Oh, my God.
Spills all of his drinks all over himself. He pauses, looks, direct eye contact with me. Like, why the fuck did you do that? And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just following the guy. Boom, waitstaff hates me.
See, that would ruin my whole set, my whole weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing. I felt horrible. And then he ended up being the fucking waiter in the green room. The green room waiter.
Well, that actually kind of worked out because now he has to be nice to you.
Yeah, he walks in, he sees me. It's like this weird thing. I'm like, I'm sorry. I was following that guy. He's like, oh, yeah, it's fine. He's wet.
Yeah.
It's just brutal
Oof,
start. But
I'm sorry. That's awful.
he forgave me, and it was fine. And then I'm doing my.
Wow, he forgave you? He
Yeah,
actually said, I forgive you?
I think so.
All right.
Maybe he didn't see I forgive you. That would be a bit pretentious if he said that. I think.
That's what I was thinking. Why would he actually go out and, what is he, God?
I pardon you.
Yeah.
There's a Schindler's List reference.
Ooh.
So, anyways, so that was that. That was brutal. And then first set, I think maybe it was the second set. Friday night, packed crowd. We're both drinking hot tea, by the way. Packed crowd, sold out. I'm killing. Just sets of my life. Murder.
Yeah.
You ever murder so hard when you're in the middle? I'm with DePaulo, and I'm like, I'm killing too hard. He's gonna fire me.
Oh,
this is
yeah.
insane.
Uh-huh.
So I'm walking off stage. There's like a handicap ramp to get to the stage. Like that's how you walk up, like a ramp. And there's like a handrail. It's black. I'm like, good night, everybody. I love you, Buffalo. Ah! I turn. I walk off. I fucking walk right into this pole, right into my leg. Knocks the wind out of me.
Yeah.
Boom! Ah! I got a huge welt on my leg. I had to limp off stage. The whole crowd watched it happen. I'm waving goodbye, good night.
Yeah.
Walk into this thing. They thought I was joking.
Oh,
People
man.
are laughing. I'm just like, I'm limping off the stage.
Yeah.
The next day, I wake up with a huge welt. I had to ice my leg.
Uh-huh.
I got tendonitis in my elbow from playing racquetball on the road.
Is
I'm
that
icing
right?
my elbow and leg, laying in the hotel room. Like
Jesus.
Jake Taylor from Major League.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow. So you got a bruise?
Got a big bruise. You ever got any wounds doing comedy?
One time I slammed the mic stand down on my toe. I had the black toe for a while.
Oh, gross.
Those stands are heavy as
yeah,
hell.
they can be heavy. I've done it a couple times where I've clipped my finger in there.
Oh, I could see that. All right, here's two things I want to say about the Buffalo Exchange. Oh, wait a minute. I think that's a store.
I don't know what that is. I think it's a coin.
Is that's the Buffalo Exchange? Wow, that was an accident. Please
wow.
call in if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. So one thing is these things that are happening to you are awful. You know, the waiter thing and the hip getting the hip hit. Mm-hmm. But isn't it cool that now every time these things happen, you go, well, got some podcast material.
Yeah, get a little podcast material.
That's
It's
what's great about this
exciting.
pod. We can turn our foibles into entertainment.
It's like therapy, really.
Yes, which people are telling me I should go to. You ever done
Yeah,
it?
you could use some therapy.
I could do it.
We all could. Well, I went to therapy years ago. I loved it. To me, the key to therapy is you tell them what's going on, and then they go, "Oh, that's Roderick's disease."
Oh.
And you're like, "Oh, that's a thing."
Yeah.
Bob Roderick. Yeah, that's what people have. Just knowing that somebody has it. That's all life is.
Right.
That's what friendship is. That's what marriage is. It's just someone going, "I understand.
Someone else has
I
had this.
feel that way." That's why comedians are so close. That's why it's such a wonderful thing.
Right.
That's the sole purpose to me of this is some Buddhist shit, but that's the purpose of existing is so we can all have similar experience and go, "Hey, I've been there, buddy."
Right.
But yeah, I think
Interesting.
you could use some
I
therapy.
could do a little
Yeah,
therapy.
you're a bit of a nut.
I got some problems.
You're getting better.
I'm working on it.
You're working.
But
You could use
again,
some
I
help.
don't know these Rodrigues theory or whatever. So how can you fix it if you don't know the answers? you
Yeah,
know?
well, these therapists are good. I go to AA now, and that's
Uh-huh.
like that. I suggest AA for people that don't even have drinking problems.
Right.
It makes you really, what do you call it? Take stock
Yes.
in yourself and assess things, and it's great.
I'm almost scared to take stock. I don't want to see the stock I'm brewing.
That's why you gotta take stock.
You got to
buddy.
take it. Yeah.
But you're a swell guy, and you're a good friend. You just you fuck up here and there. And,
Oh yeah.
but
All unintentional. But here's the thing
it is
about
unintentional.
the thing about therapy is it's got a stigma. But yet it's the one thing that it's good for people and people should do it, but yet it has a stigma. Like if somebody said Obama was in therapy, you'd be like, well, that's weird. But it's not weird. It's actually good. He should be in therapy.
Yeah, everyone can use therapy. I think there's a stigma that people, if you're in therapy, you're fucked up.
Yes.
But everyone could use it.
Everyone
could benefit from therapy.
It's almost like going to the gym kind of mentally.
Of course, it's good to have someone that doesn't judge you and isn't perfect. You and I can talk and have relationship and you know I listen to you or whatever, that helps. But to have someone that's removed from everything and not judging, or you're just, it's a good thing.
That is nice.
You got to pay for it though.
Well, there's a guy listening to just you
Yeah,
and not being funny. I mean, we get that with stand up, but we have to be funny with stand up.
right. It's nice.
Well, and my other thing I wanted to say is you said you're murdering, you worry about the headliner. Do you ever worry, or do you ever get this one? You get off stage and people at the end of the show, they go, "We liked you better."
Yeah, get it a bit.
That's the weirdest compliment of all time. It's flattering, but you're also like, you don't get it. You don't get it. I'm doing 20, 25. He's doing an hour.
Right.
You know, he's got a sustain. He's got checks.
Yeah.
I got the sweet spot. You know, the host
Right.
warmed him up.
Sometimes that's also weird for me because I headline some shows, of course, and then whenever someone tells me that, I'm just picturing myself in that position.
Yes.
Where you're like, I've had that happen. Now,
Right.
whenever I'm headlining, I'm like this. They're telling the other guy they liked him better.
Right.
It's the worst. It's a bad feeling.
It is a bad feeling.
It's the thing. Stanhope wrote a joke about this, about when people have to be like, "You're great. That other guy sucked." Where you're like, just leave him out and just let me have my compliment.
Oh, right.
Stanhope had a bit about people being like, "We love you, Stanhope. Dan Cook blows." He's like, just leave that part out, or
Yeah.
tell me about a comic I don't know that I might like.
I can see if Cook stole from him, then it's like, yeah, he does blow. He stole from me. But
Right,
just
right.
randomly, it's a weird thing to say.
Yeah. People feel the need to insult someone else
Yeah.
while they're complimenting you.
I don't think they do that with athletes.
Those people need therapy.
Yeah, there you go. But I don't think they're like, hey, LeBron, we love you. Charles Barkley's the worst.
Right.
You know, I don't know if he's still balling. Is
No.
it balling?
Big fat guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Barkley.
Big bald head on him.
Funny guy. I like Barkley.
Shut up and jam.
Speaks the truth.
There you go.
Um,
Well, I had a headline in Chicago at Zany's. Woo-wee, what a club.
another one of those blue collar
Yes,
cities. Plenty to
cold,
do there, but
blue
yeah.
collar. But I'll tell you, there's something about Chicago. Great city. First of all, it's crazy segregated. Like,
Unbelievable.
wildly, like, I don't know how they get away with it. Because you'd think it's almost like roped off, it seems like. I don't know how they do it.
Unbelievable. It's one of the most African Americans in
Yes.
that city. But you go downtown, you don't see one.
Right.
And it's just this well-to-do, and then you find out it's called Chirac. It's like the murder capital of America.
I never knew that.
Yeah, they call it.
like that.
The gangbangers, they call it Chirac. It's like the murder capital. There's more murders happening there than in Iraq.
Wow.
It's crazy. But you can go all day in Chicago and not even see a black person.
nothing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's wild. I went to the aquarium and I saw a couple of black people there, which was weird because it's almost like you have to go to this, exhibit to see them, which sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Jeez, I didn't mean it like that. Boy, the phones are really lighting up. I just meant like I went out of the city a little bit and saw I had to go to a museum to see other kinds of people. That's what I'm saying. All right, well, the lights just went out in the building. And, all right. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying. Oh, boy. All right. I'm just saying I grew up in New Orleans. I live in New York City. It's weird to not see minorities for that stretch of time. And I had to go to,
Right.
I had to pay money, basically, to see black people.
Right.
Which was interesting. Whew. I think I somewhat got out of that one. Probably not.
At least you said aquarium.
Yeah.
Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, if I would have said the circus. No. All right. So yeah, great town. My feature was killer. But this thing about Chicago, it's a very, I don't want to say bland because that sounds bad, but it's a very, everything kind of tastes the same. Everything looks the same. It's a very, one way city. Kind of just, this is Chicago. There's not a lot of flair in Chicago, which is weird for me because I don't want to say there's a lot of culture, but it's like very German and like Polish and stuff like that. There's not a lot of like oomph.
What about the architecture? Doesn't do anything for you? Spectacular.
The architecture's good, but I'm saying there's not a lot of cachet in Chicago. You don't find that? Buffalo's the same way.
No, but Chicago, I think, is spectacular.
Oh, it's a great city. I love it. They got a
Rig-
huge.
Wrigley Field, Wrigleyville.
Yeah, but it's all they keep it the way they like it.
Right. Okay.
It's almost like an old guy who's at his house and he's like, "Hey, don't turn the music too loud."
Okay.
That's my own assessment.
I respect it.
Once again, I think I've probably pissed off some people saying.
No, we got no listeners in Chicago.
Oh, jeez, it's quite the metropolis.
It certainly is.
But here's
Third largest city.
Here's what I wanted to get into about Chicago. It's
Hit me with it.
I did an open mic 4 years ago. There's an open mic there, and you can. It's a way to get work at the club, which is very rare at a club. It's hard to break into a comedy club, and this guy allows you to come in on Monday, work out your stuff in front of a crowd, and if he likes you, he'll book you to work there, which is tough. So I did this. Now, everybody told me, watch out for this guy, the booker here. He's a nut. He's a little tough around the edges. Be careful around him. I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine. So I go there. I got to be there at 7 p.m. on Monday. The show starts at 8. So I get to the club at like 6:55. The door is locked. So I'm like, this is weird. So I go around the side. There's a side door. I'm like, I'll try this. Door's locked. So now it's like 6:58. I'm like, well, what the hell's going on? I'm kind of wandering around. So then I go in the back of the club, all the way in the back. The door's open. So I get in. Now it's 7. And I'm like, downstairs is all the chairs are empty. Everything's, lights are on. And I see this waitress, like, mopping up or something. I'm like, hey, I'm supposed to be here at 7. I don't see anybody around. She's like, what? Oh, you're here for the meeting? I was like, yeah, the meeting. She's like, oh, that's upstairs. You better hurry the hell up. It's like, upstairs. All right. So I run upstairs. Now it's 7:02.
Right.
There's 18 comics upstairs sitting down, holding their headshots, trembling. There's a bald guy with glasses giving a speech. I walk in, a record scratches, and he's like, can I help you? And I was like, oh, I'm here for the meeting. Sorry. And he's like, oh, yeah? He looks at this giant clock on the wall, 7:02 and a half at this point. And he's like, yeah, you're not coming in my club. I don't respect tardiness. You got to be punctual if you want to work here, blah, just dressing me down in front of all these comics I don't know. You know, going into a room where you don't know anybody is already weird.
Yeah.
And then to get chewed out by an older man
Jesus.
in front of all these other guys, you know, it was brutal. I was like trying to, no, you know, I've been outside. I got here at 6:55. All the doors were locked. I went downstairs, the waitress, and he's like, I don't care. I'm setting you're an example. I'm making an example out of you. Get the hell out of here. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
You never want to be an example.
No, that's rarely good.
Jesus.
So-
there's no good examples.
I was flabbergasted. I was stunned. I just had to walk out with my tail between my legs. And I remember I was so mad at him. I wanted to kill this guy that I sat in the stairwell while he assumed I left. But I sat in the stairwell just to hear the speech.
Right.
And he's killing me the whole time. He's like, you see, that guy's never going to make it. He's a fucking loser. He can't get his act together. You got to be on time. And I'm just like, I hate this guy. So now
Must have no black acts at this club. Right?
no, there was a black
That
guy.
on top of the aquarium might put us in trouble.
Yeah.
They're very late. A lot.
Call in.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, so I'm sitting in the stairwell. Now I'm just walking around Chicago fuming, just like, oh, I can't believe this. What could I have done differently? Should I have said this? I should have said that. I should have thrown my coffee in his face, you know, something. I don't even drink coffee. I should have boiled a pot, got it going. And so now I'm walking around Chicago, and that's 4 years ago. 4 years later, headlining the club. I'm very excited. I go in. This is a big moment because I'm going to see him again for the first time in years.
Right.
He doesn't remember me.
That's good.
It was like Jean Valjean, Javert.
What's that mean?
Les Mis.
Oh.
You know, the guy breaks out of or he gets out of prison, breaks out, commits a parole or whatever. He breaks his parole, and Javert's like, I'm going to put you back in jail. And he skips town. They see each other like 10 years later, and he's like, hey, how you doing? He doesn't know it's him. It was my own Jean Valjean.
Oh, wow. I would have said When Harry Met Sally.
The orgasm scene?
No. Fun thing about that. Can I digress for
Sure,
a moment?
sure.
Oh, shit. But there's more to the Chicago story.
No, that's
though.
it. Was just it's like a nice victory. I came back and
That is a great feeling.
sold out one of the shows. It was a good time.
That's a good feeling. I'm glad he didn't remember you.
Me too.
But would you prefer him not remembering you?
Of course.
to
I
remembering
didn't want
you?
to I was worried I was going to walk in. He was going to go, you!
Right.
Get out of here, you know.
I had one of those barking years ago. I would come down to New York when I started in Boston, and I would bark or do bringers. And I remember barking one time, and I told the guy afterwards, I was like, I can't do this. I'm too awkward. I don't want to do it. And he's like, you're never going to make it in this business. He's like, you got to have a heart
yeah.
of gold or a eye of the tiger, whatever
Right.
the fuck it is. And I was like, all right, I don't want to make it in this business if I have to bark.
Yeah.
And I've since like bumped into that guy at shows.
Oh, really?
Where like he's doing like a guest spot and I'm getting paid. It's a nice feeling. But he
Oh,
doesn't remember
that is
me
good.
either. But you're just like, fuck you.
I had that with skateboarding too. I remember when I first started skateboarding, the older guys were like, you're a fag, you suck, blah, blah, blah. And then they all got into drugs and I kept doing it. Then I'd be better than them like a couple years
Right.
later. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, it's weird that actually happens, that there actually are people who are like, you're never going to make it.
I
son."
know.
Very strange.
It just gives them a jolt of power for a second, telling you that.
Right.
Because they kind of know it about themselves, maybe.
Yeah, they didn't make it. Well, that
Yeah.
sounds fun. Boy, it's always nice good feeling to headline,
Oh,
sold
yeah.
out.
Oh, yeah. And I had this fantasy of me telling him at the end, like the last show, like, it was me, but I just,
Right.
I didn't do it. It was pointless. Nice guy, though. The club went great. Great room. Thanks for having me. And didn't mean to say, Chicago's got a lot of culture, a lot of flair.
Right.
Sorry.
Right. I'm going to be, speaking of headlining gigs, this reminded me, I don't even know if I've told you this story. So I'm scheduled to headline City Steam New Year's Eve.
Oh, boy.
Come on out.
I know where this is going.
This should be out before. City Steam, and I can't say the amount of money. I think that's unprofessional, whatever, but I'm getting a nice amount of money. Headlining City Steam. I've worked there 10 years. Only club I've ever emceed, been bumped up to middle, then been bumped up to headline. That's a
Yeah.
good feeling. You
Yeah.
you're all the way
You
through.
work. That's a hard, long road.
I love Hartford. I love the city. I booked the gig a couple weeks later. Caroline's here in Times Square. They offer me to host New Year's Eve.
Huge gig.
Big gig.
Money, food, drinks.
The whole thing. They take you on the roof, for fucking ball drop.
Ball drop.
On the roof.
People fly here from all over the country to
all
see
over
that.
the world.
All over the world.
The world. Iceland.
And you're offering it on a platter.
Yeah, and I get to walk up there. I bought a suit, and there's a dance party, and it's the dream gig. Everyone wants to work New Year's Eve at Caroline's. I think,
Yes.
because it's Times Square.
Oh, yeah, I did it last year.
Great money, the thing, the balloons, the business. I don't know about balloons, but whatever. So I call. I'm
sure
like,
there's a balloon.
I tell Caroline's, I'm like, you got it. I'm in. And side note, previously I was supposed to be at City Steam a couple months ago. Caroline's calls me, asked me to go to Norway.
Oh,
I
wow.
cancel on City Steam. I'm like, I gotta go to Norway.
Gotta
It's
go to
double the
Norway.
money. It's Norway.
Yeah.
So I'm saying the same thing. I'm like, you got it, Caroline's. I'm in. I'll let this club know. Email them. I'm like, hey, Caroline's offered me more money. It's a thing. I got to take it. I'm like, whew, glad I got that out of the way. I hate
Yeah.
those emails.
Thank God for email, by the way.
Oh,
what
my-
would people do in the 80s?
You
when
and
they had to
I
cancel
would be
gigs?
out of the
Woo!
business.
Oh, my
No
God.
chance.
I'd have to mail a VHS tape of me apologizing.
Right.
That would be it.
Comedy Works in Montreal is still by phone, and it scares the hell out of me.
Is it?
Yeah, you got to
Oh.
call. And brutal. Great club, though, and great city.
Yeah, great. Scene.
Anyway, so I email. I'm like, I don't know if you have this feeling. Once I send the email, I don't reread it. I just
No.
stream of conscious. I can't do it. Fuck you. I hate myself.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
shoot it off.
I actually have a screensaver of puppies, so right when I close the email, I see that. I'm like, oh, thank God.
That's nice. I have my girlfriend. I'm like lining up a hand job. I'm like, you're gonna start this thing right when I'm done.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say blowjob, but I feel like it's very disrespectful to my girlfriend, and she never blows me. Anyways,
I can see that. Just kidding.
me too. I don't know where we are. Anyways, I send the email, and I'm like, whew, I got that out of the way. It's a load off my mind. I sent a message. I'm hanging out with my nephew. He's 4. We're playing games. I'm trying to really listen to him and spend time with him as a kid. I get my phone vibrates. I'm like, let me just check my phone. It just says the subject is outraged.
Oh, my God.
We are outraged that we're livid. We can't even believe this. We made posters. We bought balloons. we have a live feed. We're
Wow.
selling tickets. We're livid.
Yikes.
And then you're never ever gonna work here ever again.
Oh, man.
You piece of shit.
Wow.
Yeah, they call me a fag. It was crazy.
Wow, that's the least of your problems.
And so I'm like,
Oh,
Jesus
man.
Christ. So
I'm blown away.
I'm trembling. Have you ever been trembling in comedy?
I have.
I can't even hold my phone. My nephew, I just shoved a pie in his face. I couldn't play with him anymore. I disowned. I leave. I'm like, I couldn't be a parent. I can't compartmentalize. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
oh,
I'm like,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
this game is over. And it's like my turn. We're playing sorry, whatever the
Oof.
fuck it is. And I leave. I'm talking to my mother. I'm almost start crying. I call Colin Quinn, who's like, originally, I had talked to him. I'm like, what do you think? I got offered Caroline's. I talked to Colin, and he's like, let me think about it. A couple hours go by, and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I'm definitely going to I'll just do City Steam. Like, I got to be loyal there.
That's
They're
how
always
I
nice
feel.
to me.
The guilt.
Yeah, so I'm like, I got to do it. Then Colin calls me. He's like, I've been thinking about it. You got to take Caroline. So I was like, oh, Jesus, all right. I got to
Wow.
listen to him. So I call him back, and he's like, oh, boy, I don't know what to say. I'm like, I need you. He's with Keith Robinson. Keith yelling. I know I'm name dropping here. And Keith's like, you gotta go to, I can't do the impression, but you gotta go to City Steam. Fuck Caroline's.
Really?
So I call Caroline's. I'm talking to our friend Samantha, and she puts Lewis on the line, who's the general
Oh,
manager.
I hate that shit. He's
But
the
it-
owner, or basically the manager of the club.
Right. But he was great. He
Oh,
was
really?
Like, he's like, first of all, he's like, we love you. He's like, we thought, we think you're great. You're always going to work here. He's like, we don't want you to burn any bridges. He's like, take this gig. And then for a
Wow.
moment, he goes, what are they paying you and what am I paying you? So I thought he was going to
Ew.
offer me a big raise.
Ooh.
He didn't. He just took the information and was like, all right. And he says, go take that gig. I love you. So then I email City Steam, and I'm like, I'm back. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm crazy. I'm sorry.
Wow.
The booker calls me, and I'm like, I'm really sorry. You're right. I got to be loyal. I don't know what I'm thinking. I've worked this club for years, and I love the club. It just, my mind, I was reactionary. We were talking about that word earlier.
Yes.
I was like, I didn't want to say no New Year's Eve. I'm really sorry. Yesterday, he sends me back an email. Nicest email I've ever gotten in comedy. He's like, we appreciate how loyal you are. You're going to go further in this business because of your loyalty. Mm-hmm. Which is funny because I was just a weak asshole.
Right.
It was like, fuck you, I got a better deal.
Yeah, yeah.
And now I come off as like a hero.
Yeah.
But really nice email. So I appreciate the City Steam. I assume no one's listening. Maybe I gave away too much information.
Wait, so
here,
you're
but-
going to do City Steam?
So I'm doing City Steam. I'm back.
Interesting.
And Caroline's, they said, Samantha was like, next year, we'll have you next year. And
Yeah.
and they offered me some more days, so it all works out.
Wow.
I
You
came off,
see?
everyone loving it.
I just want to say this to everybody out there who's emailing us and booking us. All we want to do is not piss you off. That's it.
Right.
We're not really that money crazy. We're not those guys. I'm just worried about pissing people off.
Right.
That's my whole life.
I feel that way. Fans, family,
Everybody,
anyone. I want
yes.
everyone to be happy.
Yes.
That's all we're trying to do here.
When we take this gig and we email you, we're just not trying to piss you off, but
Right.
it happens. You know, you can't avoid it.
But boy, it was the worst anxiety I've ever had in comedy booking.
Yeah.
I was just trembling. I'm like, I don't want anyone to be upset. Sorry.
Wow.
And I guess, Caroline's is also, it's less work. I'm just hosting 2 shows. You
take the subway.
You're headlining. It's 2 45-minute shows, the whole thing.
Right.
So.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I've canceled many a gig before, but never gotten the outraged.
Right,
That's
right.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Also interesting to think, like, maybe if you want to get in better with a club, cancel on them and then take them back.
Right,
Seems
right.
like a good, quick way to,
Yeah.
boost the friendship.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not bad. So you comics out there,
Cancel everything and then rebook.
lesson learned. Now, where else have you been? Give me some
boy.
other stuff. Boy.
Oh man, I've been all over. I went on a slew of college gigs. My manager really strategically put these together. Went down to Fort Myers, Florida. Did some school, I don't know, Florida University, whatever. Great time. It's one of those gigs where you get to the campus and it's dark.
Yeah.
And you're walking around and there's no posters or anything, and you find the student union and you go, "Hey, is there a show here?" And they go, "Yeah, that got canceled." And you go, "All right." And then you just kind of wait there until 7:55, and then you see people just filling up in an auditorium, and you're like, "This is probably for me."
Right.
And it's very loose.
Yeah,
There's not
yeah.
much order at the colleges, but the show was great. I co-headlined with Tim Young.
Oh, Tim Young. He stays on my couch quite a bit.
Yeah, we talked about you. Great guy. Great guy.
Super nice guy. He's living properly as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, he had a rough thing with a lady, and now he lives with his mom, I think. But,
Yeah.
He's a real road guy. Like that guy, he has no home. He just kind of
Yeah,
lives out of a
he
suitcase.
crashes with us, but he's very political and all
Is
the
he?
right ways, and he's very conscious
Liberal?
citizen, great citizen. Yeah, he's a
Interesting.
liberal, but he's a great guy. He eats real well and is very just a great person. I'm not very articulate as often.
No, I hear. He's one of these guys though that he's like a normal man.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I'm like an
Right.
unnormal boy.
Right.
So like we'll be talking. It's a lot of eye contact, and like I'll fake laugh if I'm uncomfortable. He's just straight on looking at you, talking. If
Yeah.
there's a silent moment, he's still looking at you, and you're like, well, this is weird.
May I say this? I feel like you have a similar quality as my. I've seen him in his underwear, shirtless,
Yeah.
spectacular body.
That guy, really?
Great, because he eats like he does.
He's so
these,
thin.
These things, and he eats like vegetables only, and doesn't eat anything preserved or whatever.
Really?
And exercise. It's crazy. He looks like a robot,
Chiseled.
chiseled.
I don't know if robot adds up.
Yeah, robot. He looks like bionic. Like
Oh,
it's like a
bionic.
perfect,
Oh, I see. When you say
bionic robot, same thing.
I picture Lost in Space. You know that guy.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, he's not lost in space. He's
Okay.
found on Earth, but spectacular body in a straight way.
All right. Yeah.
You know what
no,
I mean?
this-
I did like a double take, and I was like, I don't want this guy, my girlfriend, ever to see this guy shirtless. You know those people?
Yeah, it's a scary moment.
Yeah, you can't have it.
I was walking with the girlfriend once, and a comic jogged up, shirtless. Gorgeous man. I was like, what the hell are you doing? You're killing me. You're ruining my whole day.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah.
My ex-girlfriend and I went to back to her school to meet some people, and we watched like a lacrosse game. It's all these lacrosse players, and we saw them after the game. They're covered in mud and
Oh,
sweat, and they're
that
like
sucks.
chiseled and
Sexy.
shorts, and yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah. Ugh.
Well, that happened also. I was in Santa Cruz watching all these surfers, and I'm like, how could any girl see these men and still want to fuck me? As far as I'm
agree.
concerned, anyone I have sex with has never seen men surfing.
That's how I like to think as
Their
well.
hair is just flowing back.
Yes.
And these chiseled muscles, and they're just riding the earth.
Yes.
It's bananas.
And then we're
tight pants.
We're eating a hot pocket in a hotel.
Yeah,
Comedy club. Yeah.
I'm fucking droopy places and ugh.
Tighty whities and the whole what are we doing? Ladies, get it together.
Unbelievable.
Don't
Stop
fuck
fucking
us. Yeah, you're crazy. Whew.
Anyway, so those colleges are weird.
colleges are weird.
More than any place, you go there and you don't know what the fuck you're expecting.
Yes, more than anything.
It's a lecture. What do you call that? Lecture hall.
Lecture hall.
800 people. It's
Right.
a cafeteria with 9 people.
The kids are awkward. The building is awkward. The show is awkward. Everything's weird. But I have a new thing at colleges because I tend to offend these kids right out of the gate because they're so PC these days that now I just go incredibly crude up top and then just dial it back just to be like, this is what it's going to be. Get used to it. And it's starting to work. Like, I go around the college and I do, like, anything I should talk about? Any inside stuff? And they're like, well, you shouldn't mention that a girl got sexually assaulted last week. And I was like, well, I'm going to talk about that up top.
Right.
And I just get it out of the way.
Right,
It's working pretty well.
See, that's the reverse that most comedians, I feel like, would take.
Yeah, I'm not trying it out. It's going okay.
That's good for you.
So, crazy thing, I'm on a college run. I'm doing 2 colleges in Florida, then Aspen. I forget my phone charger. So,
Oh, boy.
I got to buy a phone charger.
Don't you know the trick?
What's the trick?
You go to the hotel.
They
You ever
didn't
heard
have
that?
one.
The no hotel anywhere? Go to a hotel.
Uh-huh.
And you just tell them, hey, I left my iPhone charger here last week. They pull out a box with 75 of them
Is
in there.
that right?
Everyone leaves their chargers at hotels.
Oh, I
Oldest
love that.
trick in the book.
Wow.
Any hotel. I left my phone charger. They have so many, they just go take it.
I figured you could do that if you forgot your Bible.
But-
But phone charger, I had no idea.
Most hotels, they don't even go, what does it look like? They just go take a phone charger.
Wow.
Hotels have fucking thousands of phone chargers.
Genius.
Pretty
I'm
good.
going to go to a hotel after this.
Yeah, let's go.
Pick up a new one. I'm on halfway here. Halfway charge. So then I drove to Orlando the next day for the, what is it? I'm going to fuck this up. Florida Gulf Coast University,
Oh, okay.
I believe. And,
Makes sense.
no, that might not be right.
Wait, Orlando's not on the coast, though.
No. That's Fort Myers.
Central Florida?
There it is.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.
So, 8,000 seat venue. This is the second biggest college in America. It's crazy. I walked around the campus. It was amazing. I love
Second
college
biggest
campuses.
college?
Yes.
Wow.
The other one's in Arkansas. That's number 1. Unbelievable campus. Everything's up to date. New kids everywhere. Beautiful girls. They're all frisbee, hacky sack. Good times. I love a college campus.
Yeah.
So I find the venue opening for Craig Robinson.
Wow.
Of Hot Tub Time Machine, The Office, This Is the End fame. Mm-hmm. Nicest guy in the world. Just a regular old
Yeah.
dude. We hit it off. We shoot the shit. I mentioned your mutual friend, Henry Phillips.
Right.
He seemed to like that.
Right.
Show went great. 8,000 people. I did 20 minutes up top. Brought him up. He annihilated. Very funny guy. You know, some good fun jokes. You know, like they say the average man has sex for 5 minutes. Well, I can beat that. No, wait. Shit. Damn it. I said, no, fuck that. I can cut that in half or something like that. Damn it.
Oh, well.
Great comic.
I
Funny
thought it was
guy.
going to be a beating off joke.
Oh, no. But we got drunk after. Oh, listen to this. So
All right.
after the show, he's like, let me get your number. We should hit the hotel bar. I was like, the hotel bar? Of course. Let's do it. I have a flight at 7 a.m., but fuck it. I'm going out with Craig Robinson. So he says, meet me at the Hilton after the show. And I said, you got it. I drove straight to the Hilton and waited. Had a beer. Waited.
Oh, boy.
Another beer. Waited. Had another beer. And at this point, I should tell you, I don't have a hotel yet. I haven't bought in a hotel. So I'm just kind of figure, maybe I'll just get hammered with him and drive to the airport.
Okay.
Whatever. So I got to the hotel, waited. It's been about 45 minutes. So I said, fuck it. I left. I said, I'm going to just start driving to the airport, get a hotel around there, just so I can sleep for an hour and then go.
All right.
By this point, it's 1 a.m. So, I waited. So now I drive to the airport. Airport's 30 minutes away. Get to the airport, get a text. Wow, just gonna ditch a brother or something like that. Like, wow,
Jesus.
no show, nothing. Was it something I said? And I was like, I wrote back furiously. I was there for like 45 minutes. I assumed you weren't coming. I assume I'm the new guy. You don't care about me. Why would you? I thought you just got comfortable in your room and said, fuck it. And he's like, no, I had some shit to do and now I'm here. I'm all alone. And I said, well, what should I do? And he said, you should drive back. And I said, well, what time's the hotel bar close? He said, 2. And I said, well, the time I get back, it'll be 1:40. And he said, yeah, come on back. And I said, all right. Drove back. We got hammered. They left the bar open for us, and he
Wow.
got me a hotel room at the hotel.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Yeah, great guy. We had a blast.
Those celebrities, they'll do anything for them.
Yeah, they really
They
will.
just want a celebrity hanging out, you know?
Yeah, and he had all these local yokels talking to him,
Right,
like
of
Craig, blah
course.
blah blah, and he was like, when I showed up, he was like, "Thank God you're here." And that's
Right.
why he wanted me to come back so bad.
Right. Oh, that's nice.
But great guy, and we just got ways. He paid for everything, and he was hitting on the waitress. Just a great time.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah,
And
got
then
me a
you
hotel.
went straight from there to Aspen.
Straight from there, right to the airport, landed in Aspen. It was a horrifying flight. The Colorado is the bumpiest air.
Yes,
it's
it is.
terrifying.
Yeah.
The plane will just dip down.
It really is, yeah. How is the breathing situation there?
I didn't notice it. Everybody kept telling me, "Hey, watch out! You drink booze. Watch out!" I had no.
Well, the booze thing is bullshit. They say that about the
Is
weed
it?
up there too. As far as I can tell, everyone said that, but I don't think it makes sense. I think
Yeah.
I see it on MythBusters.
Oh, really?
I don't know, but I drank in Peru, which I think is even higher than Denver, and I drank in Denver. I was just like, this is just drinking beer. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I had
it was a
trouble
thing.
breathing, but I didn't get drunk or anything.
Huh. Well, very weird. So I land in Aspen, and it's like 8 a.m., and the airport's like a ski lodge. It's tiny. It's like the size of like a gas station.
I've never been.
Yeah, and it's all wood and everything, and everybody's wearing those leather jackets with the tassels on the arms, you know?
Oh wow.
It's very interesting. It was like Dumb and Dumber, you know?
Yeah.
And so I get a rental car.
Aspen.
Yeah. Slippy, slappy, Samsonite. So I get a rental car, and I drive out to some place where the show is, and I stay in this crazy hotel. It's like another ski lodge. It's beautiful, and there's a gondola on the hotel, you know.
Wow.
And going through the mountains, watching the sun go through the mountains in Aspen, just driving. I was like, this is so crazy. You're in Florida 1 minute, you're in Orlando, then you're here. It's crazy. And I got picked up by the guy who runs the show. And here's a weird thing for people who don't do comedy. The guy goes, "Hey, I'm going to pick you up early, and we're going to have dinner with the whole committee."
Oh,
And I'm
my
like,
God.
"Do I have to?" And he's like, "Yeah, it'll be fun." That's never fun.
That's the thing people think.
Yes.
They think you'll be funny.
Yes.
You like to be around people.
Right.
It's the opposite. People think they understand comedians. They don't.
No, they don't. We don't want to be around any. I want to sit in that hotel room and cry for an hour,
Yes.
holding my knees,
Of
you know?
course. I want to hang out with comedians
Yes.
and nobody else.
Right, and he's texting me. I'm jerking off. I got my dick in my hand, lotion. It's like, you have no idea how terrible of a person I am. You think I want to hang out with you guys?
Right. And that to them it's fun. Yeah, you'll zing us.
Yes.
We're good laughers.
Right.
You'll get a lot of material.
Oh, so
Like-
much pressure.
Like there's ever going to be a thing, hey guys, you ever be hanging out with 9 committee members in Aspen?
Right,
One of
right.
them's bald.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any material from you.
No! So I was like, all right. So the guy picks me up. It's a van of kids. And they're like, you got shotgun? I was like, that's all right. I'll sit in the back. Oh, you got shotgun. You're the comedian. I'm like, okay. So we drive to this.
Wait, what age kids? Give me a
Like
visual.
18, 19.
Oh, okay. I'm
You know,
thinking-
college students.
Oh, I was thinking children.
Well, there was one baby, but no one claimed him. So I'm kidding. But we get to this restaurant, fun time. Everybody there is very. The weird thing about Aspen is either you're rich or you're kind of like a mountain person.
Right.
There's not much in the middle. So we get to this restaurant and we all order. It's a whole debacle. Everybody's getting this. I'm trying to riff. Oh, you got the French toast. What are you, French? Just bombing horribly. Oh, you got the meatloaf. This guy's a real loafer. Just getting nothing. I just want to eat and get out of there, And also, I like to kind of make fun of the school a little bit. So now I'm building a relationship with these kids, and now I got to go make fun of them at the show. It's very awkward.
Right.
It's kind of like somebody coming into the green room before the show. You're like, no, this we shouldn't have a relationship. I should go out cold.
Yes, of course.
So, the meal I felt like hours. And, it was nice. The guy pays for everything. And then we go to the show, and, I watch him set up. And it's weird because these mountain schools, everybody at the school was homeschooled in high school.
Oh, wow.
So they're not very cultured. They're nice kids. They're super smart, but they're not exactly experienced. They're very
Right.
sheltered.
Right.
So I was worried my material wouldn't hit, but it was the exact opposite. Like, they were just like, I can't believe you're saying this.
Right.
Like I'd say, like, I banged this girl the other night. They were like covering their mouths, like, oh my God, he banged a girl.
Right,
He's
right.
talking about it. So it was a lot of fun, and we all had a good time. And then I flew right out the next day and came back to New York.
Wow. Yeah, you've been all over.
All over, man.
Yeah.
I've been everywhere, man.
I love that. That's not. I want to visit all those places in that song. Mm-hmm. I tried writing. I wanted to write a spoof about people I went to high school with that never leave Massachusetts, and then we just rifle off towns of the South Shore of Massachusetts. I've been to Whitman, Hanson, Bridgewater.
Oh yeah, Brookline,
Yeah, stuff like that.
Roxbury. Yeah. Peabody.
That gig reminds me, hanging out with the people before, a gig that you had to say no to because you were traveling here with. This was via this club here, Stand Up New
Oh
York.
boy, I can't wait to hear about
They
this.
sent me as a holiday party for this real estate people.
Wish I could have done it.
Am I allowed to talk about this?
Please.
They set us up on this gig. It's this real estate company, these like millionaire, billionaire, maybe, probably fucking multi-millionaire real estate, Midtown Manhattan. It's their Christmas party. They get a few of us comics from the club here. They send us there. It's their holiday. Thank you for being in business with. Thank you for being our friend. Whatever.
Right.
So we go there. It's at the Sheffield. Have you ever heard of it?
That's a nice hotel, right?
No, it's a condominium, like luxury condominiums, 57th
okay.
and 8th.
Woo!
And it's like multi-million-dollar apartments. It's on the 57th floor. I didn't even look at it. I just, they sent me, do you want to do this gig? I say, sure, whatever. Money's good. I go down there, 57th floor. I realize I'm like, oh, this is like a fucking crazy penthouse thing.
Yeah.
Go up to the roof. Spectacular views. Rainy day. We're up in the clouds. It's
Wow.
crazy. I took some cool Instagrams or whatever. But it's all these super rich people. This guy's like I realized, I didn't realize I was an adult. I have real class issues. I didn't know that.
I've noticed that about you.
Yeah, it's really troubling. These people make me sick. I hate them. I feel inferior.
Yeah.
It's just, I want to get back to my real.
It's kind of endearing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because you're like this. I'm not saying you're like a poor kid with a patch on his elbow, but
I can't afford a patch.
yeah, you're just uncomfortable around rich people.
Yeah, it makes me very uncomfortable, and I feel like I'm performing for the enemy. These people,
interesting.
And they're all in stiletto heels, and we're all in hoodies, and so I don't even have a nice enough thing. I'm wearing sneakers. I didn't think it was like a corporate thing. Brutal gig. Well, first of
Yeah.
all, normally I would just try to drink as much as possible because fuck them, it's free, and they're
Right.
rich, and I'm poor, so I'm like, I'm gonna drink. But I don't drink anymore. So
Right.
I'm just eating as much pasta as I could. I'm eating bowls and bowls of pasta.
There you go.
And the guy's really pretentious. He's like, don't do any crowd work. He's like, please don't swear. Nobody
Jesus.
knows each other. And so I'm like, oh my God.
Those are the worst gigs already.
Yeah, it's just horrible. I go up first. I'm doing a chunk about McDonald's. Bombing. They're just staring at me. I realize they've never eaten at McDonald's. And they're judging me for eating at McDonald's. They're like, who would
Wow.
eat this shit?
Now,
Why
are
is
they
this guy
thinking that? Or are you thinking they're thinking that?
I think they're thinking that.
Okay,
I think
'cause-
they're just like, why would you eat McDonald's? They certainly do not eat McDonald's,
Right,
these
right.
people. They're all in suits and whatever. And it's so mixed because it's just the people that bought apartments. That's the only thing that brings them together.
Oh, wow.
So there's like these old Jewish people. There's a couple of young black girls who are really sexy. And a couple of Asian people. There's like, if someone brought a baby, there's a baby crying in the background. And it's this $1 billion apartment, but the sound, it's like a Fisher-Price
Of course.
fucking karaoke machine.
Right.
And I'm bombing, and I already hate these people, and now I'm bombing on top of it, so I hate them for not laughing.
Yes.
And we've talked about this before. Anytime there's someone just going, oh, this guy's not good at comedy, it makes me fucking crazy.
I'm the same exact way.
And on top of that, there are these millionaires who just are judging me and hate me, and I want to snap, but it's a corporate gig, and it's through the club, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I just got to battle through this, and
Right.
then it was just horrible. And so
Did anybody get them? Did anybody kill?
I left after my set. I went back on the roof, and I had to shit. I wanted to take a shit on the roof. I was
Yeah.
like just bitter, but I ended up just sitting on the roof for a while and enjoying the view. I was like, well, at least I get the view out of this
Yeah.
thing. But boy, it was brutal. But it was one of those things where people think they want comedy.
Yes.
So like, we want a comedy show, but they're like, but don't do anything. And you're like, well, you're
Right.
just handcuffing. It's not going to be good.
Yeah.
People always think that we want a 2-hour show. We want you to make fun of us, but they really don't want that at all.
They don't want that.
And they really just want to sit around and have martinis and talk
Right.
about their money. They
It'd
don't
be-
want a bunch of poor assholes trying to joke.
It'd be like hiring a stripper and be like, don't be sexy.
Right,
Just
yeah.
take your clothes, but don't be sexy.
Yeah.
Just take them off.
We just want you to sort of mingle around the party
Yes.
and make fun of us. It's
Right.
very strange. It was a strange gig, but the hotel itself, being in the apartment was cool. And I was just imagine having this much money. There's
I
a
know.
pool on the 57th floor. and
Wow. How was the pasta?
Pretty good. I ate a lot, and I felt sick because I just kept eating bowls and bowls.
I
of
would have
it.
done the same thing.
And real quick, we were talking about colleges. I did a college of my own. I did it with our friend Gary Gulman, the Stevens Institute, which is over in Hoboken. Another spectacular place. Have you ever done it?
I think I have.
I did it years ago with the Apollo.
Yeah.
Also, you would remember if you've done it because it's on a hill in Hoboken, and the one side
Yes!
of the building is just
Sees the
all
whole
glass.
city.
spectacular.
Unbelievable view.
Unbelievable views. I've been having shit gigs with great views. That's my bio.
That's an album.
Shit gig, great view.
That's beautiful.
So it's just spectacular. It's all these kids. They're engineers, so they're wicked smart.
Oh, yeah.
And I did it before when I was there a few years ago. I was with my ex-girlfriend. She was my girlfriend at the time, and her friend. And I snuck them in because DePaulo was like, you can't just bring your girlfriend into a college. So they put like hooded sweatshirts and fake mustaches
Is that
on.
right?
And they snuck in. I don't know. He felt weird about it.
I think you could do that.
I think it was fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
they came in anyways. Anyway, so I was back there, and it was nice. One of those gigs. You ever do a gig that you did that's sort of similar to your Chicago thing, where I was there 4 years ago. I was going through a breakup. I was a drunk. I hated my life. I was poor. Now I'm back, sort of successful with a good girlfriend, sober. So I'm
Yeah.
like, it feels good to be back in places where you feel better. You know?
Yeah. Not being banned is a big plus for us.
Yeah.
I've been banned from many places for shit like that, boozing and doing
Right.
something.
So we do the show. It's Gulman and I. The show's fine, whatever. Gary drove, gave me extra money. Great guy.
What a
Great
guy.
gig. Yeah. We're driving up 8th Avenue. To our right, there's like 4 lanes of traffic. To the right, African-American fellow with the song Juicy by Notorious B.I.G.
Oh, yeah.
blasting. It's blasting. One of my favorite songs. So I'm singing along and acting it out, you know. This other guy in a cab pulls up next to us to our left. Fat guy, looks like George Lopez. Latino, fat guy. Fatter than George Lopez, though. He's in the back. And he goes, "Hey, you're white.
Oh, he thought it was your music.
You're white." Yeah. And Gary
Wow.
immediately leans out of his car to the waist, gets all the way out like a guy in the 50s
Yeah.
yelling at Dennis the Menace. And he goes, "First of all, you're racist. And second of all, it's not my car, you asshole.
Wow.
So get your goddamn ears checked, you racist."
Whoa!
And the guy's like, "Yeah, I hope you get arrested for drinking and driving."
Ha.
And Gary's like, "What? You're drunk. You're drunk. I'm not drunk." And the guy goes, "Yeah, at least I'm not Jewish."
Whoa!
And
Well,
then-
you got one thing right.
Yeah, and Gulman goes, "You proved you're a racist. And you know what?" And he goes like a la Seinfeld or Elaine, "You're fat." we're at the red
man.
light. My heart's pounding. I'm like, this guy could get out. And what if he gets out and then Gary gets out? Gary's 6'8".
Yeah.
So it's like crazy. He goes, "You're fat." And the guy's like, "That hurts my feelings." And then
What?
the light turns green and Gary's pulling away. He goes, "Lay off the fried food." And so we're just driving.
Wow.
And it wasn't even our music to begin with. And then we're driving, like, Gary and I are laughing, and the cab driver's laughing. The guy's in the back of his cab, the cabbie's laughing, which I can't imagine how awkward that is.
Yeah.
But now I'm scared that he's going to get out and, like, run up next to us and come behind us with a bat. It's New York. They're crazy.
Yeah.
And when there's one Latino, there's usually 75.
That's true.
You know? So we didn't see him again. But, boy, it was quite a thrill. Your heart's pounding. It's like a cardiovascular workout.
Wouldn't it be amazing to be the guy who could yell stuff?
Yeah.
Like to be the Gary?
Yeah. Gary's, he's got an edge to him.
Oh,
man.
he does. He
will,
does.
He will lose his shit.
He's a feisty Jew.
But anyways, we should
wrap it up. Speaking of Beantown, I got a whole thing. We'll talk about it next episode.
we'll talk about it next episode. A couple things here. We have 2-for-1. We're offering 2-for-1 tickets here at Stand Up New York. Go to standupnewyork.com and use the promo code STORIES.
Aha.
You're listening to us, and sorry, I'm reading part of the note that says, "Please plug it." End of show. You don't need to know that. 2-for-1 tickets. Standupny.com. Standupny.com. Use the promo code STORIES. You get 2-for-1 tickets.
Yes.
And this club is
Great club.
It has really become something. It's always been great. Right now, it's as good as it gets.
There's a buzz in the air about Stand Up New York.
Yeah, and there's we do the podcast from a performance space upstairs called Stand Up Labs. I'm starting my own show here, and there's a lot of just great things happening here. It's a cool place to be right
Yes,
now, I think.
yes.
78th and Broadway, Upper West Side in Manhattan. They let us do this. And Mark, it's great to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, and I can't wait to talk more, and I can't wait to perform here.
Yeah, Stand Up New York, standupny.com, 2-for-1 tickets, promo code STORIES. And again, we are flabbergasted by how many people are listening to this show.
Mind-boggled.
Shazam.
Perplexed?
I don't know.
Ah.
I'm out. Shazam's certainly not one of them.
I think that's an app.
But we appreciate you listening to it. So follow us on Twitter.
Yes.
At Tuesday Stories, at Mark Norm, at Joe List Comedy. And,
Tweet nice things. We promise we'll favorite at least. At the least, we'll favorite.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and this is big news, too. December 20th.
Ooh.
Or December 19th.
Yes.
What's
and
the Friday?
20th and 21st.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I think it's 1920.
Oh boy.
I'm looking it up. But Friday, December 20th, we'll be at Grandma's Basement in Boston
Oh,
together.
yeah.
It's in the Howard Johnson's Hotel on Boylston Street, right next to Fenway Park. We're going to co-headline a show. It's a great plot. It's where I started my comedy career.
Yes.
So come out there December 20th. And then if you can't make that, the next night will be at the Comedy Studio in Hollywood
Right.
Square.
Say hello, and I know Mark Maron has on his people bring cakes and stuff. I don't know what they would bring for us.
How do you do that? Yeah.
People bring pastries and whatnot.
We're going to talk about what we like.
Yeah, we don't. Oh, Chipotle! Bring some Chipotle
Yeah, Chipotle and chocolate chip cookies and
tea.
green tea.
Yes. All right.
Thanks for listening. We love you.
Love you guys, and we'll see you next week.